my lease to Miami. You guys, this is like, I don't know how to feel. I haven't packed a thing. It literally hasn't really hit me that I'm moving, so it's just a little crazy right now. My heart is kind of like, About a month ago, I was on my way to Mexico and I got an email from my current apartment that I live in now saying that I need to re-sign my lease or basically pay this amount of money per month. Aww. And I live in like a very nice building in downtown LA, but yeah, for that price and like I just want to be able to create content full time, I just felt like it wasn't worth it. So I'm in Mexico and I'm just crying and crying and crying. I call my mom and I'm just like, Mom, I just got this email. And the thing is, I have been like crying also, asking God for like a huge change as well. So when I got that email, in my spirit, I knew, oh my God, like this is the change you've been praying for. But you gotta react, you know, you gotta jump. Like you can't pray for a change and then when it's time to come, then you're like, should I do it? I'm not gonna do it. Like, no, you can't be like that. So I'm on this girls trip with friends and family and I'm just like, I don't know what I should do. Should I move? Should I not move? But we're in Mexico and it's really nice in Mexico, okay? So low-key, I'm looking at Mexico and I'm like, I should just move to Mexico. And so I called my mom. Also, the Airbnb we were staying at, everybody who was staying there also lived in some part of LA, or they actually moved there from some part of LA. So I called my mom. Mom, hey, I'm moving to Mexico. My mom's like, you are out of your entire mind. She's like, you're gonna move to another country? You don't even speak Spanish. And then what if the world goes on lockdown again? How are we gonna get to you? How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that? She's like, you have no family in Mexico. We don't have anything there. Why are you moving there? I'm like, thinking I'm like, yeah, low-key, she's right. But like, I'm pretty stubborn, so I'm like, I'm gonna move, I don't care. And so she's like, if you want to move, why don't you move somewhere where you've always wanted to move, which is Miami. I mean, then I just start thinking, I'm like, she's not wrong. Why don't I just move to Miami? So I'm just like, okay, Mom, like, I can't have this conversation with you right now. I'm trying to look at the ocean, be in the jacuzzi. I'll call you later. So I hang up, and honestly, y'all, I literally just hung up, and I'm like back crying. Like a little depressed little monkey. Aww. And before I hang up with my mom, she tells me, if you really want to know the answer to what you should do, just talk to God right before you go to sleep, and He'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So I'm crying to the point where my head is like foggy and hurting, and then I just can't think, and I'm on this beautiful vacation, but I just genuinely can't enjoy it because of how I'm feeling. And so I just was like, I'm gonna take a nap to just like clear like the energies I was feeling. Took a nap, and my grandmother passed away about like 5 or 6 years ago, and she comes to me, and I'm in Miami at this restaurant, like, with my dog. And she comes to me and she tells me to move to Miami, but it was in like a tiny whisper. So it's like, I couldn't really hear her. And I remember just waking up from my nap and just crying even more. I got so upset. And the reason why is because in that moment of waking up, I knew my grandmother had come to me, but I couldn't remember where she told me to move to in that moment. And so I woke up and I called my mom, just like bawling, crying, and I'm like, Mom, I think she told me to move to Miami. I think Grandma just told me to move to Miami, but I don't know, like, I don't know if this is the right decision and blah blah blah, and like I just don't remember if that's specifically what she said. But in my dream I was already in Miami, and my mom was like, okay, just move, sis. I'm like, okay girl, bye. Like, and so then I go to my cousin and I'm like, my mom does not understand me. I'm just telling her that I need to move and she's telling me to get up and move like it's nothing. And my cousin's like, it is nothing for you, like just move. And I'm like, you know how stressful and how much it costs to move? This isn't an easy thing to do. And she's like, okay, and you've done it before, so you can do it again. Like, don't, like, why are you overthinking it? She's like, if anything, I would be more weirded out if you didn't move rather than you moving. And so I'm just like, okay. I think in the moment when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do, and then people are telling you, okay, you got this, but in your head, you're kind of just like, do I got this? You're not trying to hear like, okay girl, just do it, you know? You kind of want someone to like baby you a little bit, like, no, it's okay. You'll figure it out. But the truth is, everyone around me has known for a while that I don't want to be in LA, so they're all just like, this is literally your perfect opportunity. Let's fast forward. I come back to LA. And my cousin's like, look, because my cousin was staying with me at the time. She came in town for like 2 weeks, and God knows that I needed her right at that moment. But she came in town and she sits me down and she's like, we need to write down a list of everything that you need to do to move to Miami. And we just write this list down, and I just start calling movers, finding apartments. The most stressful part was like finding apartments because I didn't know people was moving to Miami like this, y'all. Like, there are 2-year waits on some of these apartment buildings. That is absurd. But anyways, so I ended up like finally finding a place, found the place. They were taking forever to send me my paperwork. I'm freaking out. Have to ship my car, and then I have my dog, and then I don't know. It was just like a lot. And just for me to just get up and be like, okay, I'm moving to another city with like no job and I just want to create content full time sounds a little freaking crazy. But you just have to like trust your heart and yourself and God. And it was so funny because I was talking to my aunt yesterday and she's like, wait, why are you moving to Miami? And I was like, I'm following my heart. She's like, girl, how are you following your heart and you don't even have a man? And I was like, well, maybe following my heart will lead me to my man. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm being caught there, but I always tell my friends, like, when you have that opportunity to jump, don't be scared. Don't be a little puss. So, I don't know, y'all. I'm jumping, so woo! I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I am moving to Miami literally this time next month. I will be in a brand new city and the most magical city ever. You guys, the reason why I love Miami so much, by the way, is because I just feel like every single time I'm there, magic happens. Like, I know that sounds like crazy to some people, but literally every single time I'm there, one of my manifestations comes true in the weirdest freaking ways, and I'll be closer to my family. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of family events, and I'm getting older and want to create a family and don't want to be like flying all the way back to Atlanta like with the baby or whatever. I'm thinking so ahead of the future, but you kind of, I don't know, this is how my mind works. I feel like it's time to be closer to home and be in the most magical city that I can think of in the United States for me. Like, maybe your city is different, but for me, this one is mine. So I am so excited. I cannot believe I signed my lease. And now, you guys, I have to tell my current place that I am moving out by next month. Okay, love you. I will see you in my next video. We're gonna film this whole journey. It's gonna be exciting, okay?